grocery shopping and making grocery lists and thinking about ideas to film for videos is just very overwhelming right now, and I don't know. I mean, I kind of do know why. So, basically, I finally got approved for insurance, like medical insurance, health insurance, and I didn't waste any time, and I made some appointments. I gotta wake up. But, I've been having all the issues I've been having. I'm still having anxiety and panic attacks pretty regularly, especially while hiking. I did start, I don't know if I mentioned this in my last video, but I did start bartending at my job, so I think they're going to put me on the schedule as a bartender now over the weekend. And it's nice. I mean, it's a little less physically laborious than serving is on its own, but anyway, the anxiety and having the cardiac issues and concerns that I've had for the last year and a half, and just kind of being in the dark, and now this stomach pain that I've had, for the last 4 months. And when I say stomach pain, if I didn't specify before, it's hard for me to remember what I specified, but it's just like, I know I did something to it in the gym back in November. Like, I felt it happen while I was doing the exercise, and it didn't necessarily get better over the holidays when I was sick, but it kind of did. So I figured, maybe it's a physical, like an injury, a stress-related injury or something, and I just have to rest. But it's hard to stay out of the gym and just relax. So I just modified my workouts so to where I wasn't doing anything that would trigger it or whatever. But basically, it feels like something is in my stomach. It's a really uncomfortable feeling, and when I say my stomach, I mean like my stomach organ. It feels right around that area, like the top left quadrant of my abdomen, just under my rib cage. So it's not like a stomach ache or nausea or anything like that. It just feels like this little ball. And when I say feels like, I mean I can't feel anything. If I take my hand and I push, I've done that, of course. I spend most of the day with my hand on my stomach these days because it's just uncomfortable, and it's not a pain, it's just like a dull, full, weird feeling, like something is in there or something. And then there are times where I don't feel it when I bend over and move in certain ways. Sometimes it feels like it's stretching, sometimes it feels like it's pinching or burning or tearing or something, and it's very acute. It's a very specific spot in my stomach. And it's just, it's been disconcerting for a long time, so I finally made a doctor's appointment and went last Thursday, and I got a bunch of different orders for different tests and lab work and stuff like that. So yesterday I had the ultrasound on my stomach, and it was, it was unnerving. I went by myself, and it was like 8 o'clock in the morning when I went, and there was nobody there except me, the receptionist at the desk, and the tech who took me back to do the ultrasound. And it's a big, like, medical building, and there's nobody in there because it was so early on a Sunday when I ended up going there. Because the doctor I saw on Thursday ordered ultrasound, blood work, allergy tests for the beef and pork alpha-gal allergy to confirm that, along with like a full gamut of cholesterol and hormone levels and all that stuff, thyroid, I guess. And then next week I'm going to the cardiologist, but yesterday I went to the press into my stomach, I don't feel anything, and I don't actually feel any pain when I press into my stomach. I'm not like, oh, there it is. It's just when I move certain ways. So, if I bend down or I stretch or I twist or something, I can feel that in my stomach. So that's one thing I'm going to get results on. And then tomorrow, Tuesday, I have to go and get the blood work done and everything else, and stuff that hasn't been done in like 5 years or longer, maybe. So that's it's always, even though it's routine, it's still, you never know, especially as you get older. It's just like I hope they don't find anything nefarious. And then I have to go to the cardiologist on Tuesday next week because the doctor heard a murmur in my heart and my blood pressure is a little high. It's been consistently high for the last like 3.5, 4 months. Back in November, when I went to the doctor, when I went to the hospital, right before I landed in the hospital, I checked my blood pressure at a pharmacy, one of the free blood pressure checker things, and it was systolic. It was high. And I was very anxious, so I figured maybe that was it. And then when I ended up in the hospital, obviously my blood pressure was high as well. It was consistently high. They took me back the second time. And it was high when I went to the doctor a month later to just get a regular visit and ended up getting a stupid prescription for something completely unrelated. And then when she measured it, just this past time, it was lower, but it was still considered high. The bottom number apparently is what they go by. So, that has to be addressed. And when I told her about the symptoms that I'm going through, like with my hands and feet turning blue sometimes, and chest pain and tightness and shortness of breath and rapid heartbeat, she prescribed a calcium blocker just to help dilate my blood vessels and stuff like that, just in case there's an issue with blood flow, which I've always suspected for a long time. So I'll probably start taking that soon. I just want to confirm that taking a magnesium supplement isn't going to interfere with that at all or cause an issue. But now I have to go see a cardiologist because there could be an issue with my heart. And I told her that I suspected I had COVID back in March when it was first kind of going around in 2020. And she said, it's possible that it could be damage to the heart, but it could also be nothing. So I've got to get all this stuff situated, and it's, it weighs on your mind after a while. So it's just been kind of a tough couple of weeks, and I almost feel like, in some regards, not being able to make the videos has been kind of a hindrance, because it's not, it's something I do want to do. I do want to make the videos and give you guys the content and keep up with the channel, and not being able to really sucks when things go wrong. But in another respect, it's good to slow down, I guess, and not demand so much of myself at a time like this when things are starting to kind of ramp up again. Because the reality is, I could be staring down the barrel of something kind of unfortunate, medically speaking, various fronts. Because there's a bunch of stuff I don't know. I feel the way I feel, and I've been feeling for a long time, and I don't know why. And it's not all psychological. A lot of it is very much physical, and it's not just in my head. I know anxiety can do a lot, and it can cause a lot of issues, but sometimes it's just black and white, and it's right there, so you just have to, listen to your body. And Dennis is so cute, sleeping back there. But yeah, that's just kind of an update on what's going on with me physically, and like I said, mentally it's getting a little, I don't know, it's just getting a little weird again. Like today in the gym, my workout was kind of, I was a little strained. I switched my routine from a full body routine back to like a normal split. The same split I was doing because my workouts are really good, and my physique, I noticed a change in it within a week or two of going back to the split routine, focused more on bodybuilding. And just like today, I just wasn't feeling it, and I kept getting kind of, not dizzy, but just feeling kind of overwhelmed physically. Like the workout wasn't that hard, but it felt harder than it probably was. So, that makes me worry and wonder, because I'm like, well, why is my normal workout all of a sudden so difficult? It's not even that much volume or weight. Like, what's the deal? And on top of it, I fasted yesterday for the doctor's appointment, so I just fasted through the day and had a busy night at work, so I was moving a lot, so I lost like 5 or 6 pounds overnight, and I know most of that's water, I can tell, because I can see my neck like going into my chest cavity the way it does. I can usually tell when I'm retaining water, but I know most of what I lost yesterday was like fat and water, but it's still kind of stark to see, 176, 177 on the scale one day, and then like 169 on the scale the next. And then just after the ultrasound yesterday, my head's kind of just not in the greatest of places, and I really would like this to be over soon, because it's getting old. It's been old since August when all this started. That's about, I guess, the time it started this time. And, it's kind of unfortunate. Not to be a total downer, but like, I was just talking to my friend about this today, how like, we never appreciate things until they're gone, or when we have them, but I truly did appreciate things before they ended up this way. Just, before they got to where they were, because like, I remember I would say out loud as I would go to sleep at night, especially being where I had been with my anxiety and the sleeplessness and the fear and a lot of the places I've returned to now. I would say to myself out loud, I love my apartment, I love my place and having my own space and my privacy, and I love being able to sleep and being comfortable and not having anxiety. Like, I've been living this way for 3 years, and it's peaceful, and I love it so much, and I would just like affirm all of that out loud. And none of it could save me, unfortunately, whether it's bad habits or just putting things off or doing too much, or whatever the case might have been, whatever led me to this road. I can't overanalyze it too much as I would like to was